back to another episode of Farting Around. We're here. We're still at this guy. We're gonna just chat again today. I missed you guys. While I was on vacation, I missed chatting, so I'm feeling chatty. I got some big news to tell you guys about, which is pretty exciting. But let's talk about what we're gonna do while I chat first. So I found this this really nice brush. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Couldn't you tell? Oh God, I mean you couldn't tell. My brain no work. Brain not work good. All right, so I found this brush here, and it is BE Lift. So it's the erosion lift tool, and it kind of acts like, if you're familiar with other things, it acts kind of like an extrude tool, but it's a bit different than that. So what it's doing is pulling whatever brush diameter you got. I got 5, I think, on right now. It will tell me if I look. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It basically pulls or pushes it one block forward and back. So what that does, it gives you a little bit more of a random look. Doesn't look like natural terrain at all. But I was thinking, I was sitting here doing this, and I was like, do we really want this to look like natural terrain? It's not natural terrain. It's a city that looks like a mountain, but it's still man-made, so to speak. It's not really man-made. It's made by giant lizards, but that's beside the point. So I kind of like this. I think we'll probably go in and smooth it a little bit as we go, and I think we want more of a natural. I don't know. I think what we're gonna do. I was gonna say we want like a more of a natural delineation between the mountain and the desert, but I think what I'm gonna do at the end is maybe throw some sand over it. The bottom, to make it look like sand is piled up on the sides. So that's that. What did I want to talk about? I already forgot. See, I was just pulling up like that, and we're getting kind of a little more random shapes than if we were just to use a normal brush. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is let's go over here. Let's go over to this other side here. Oh man, it's so cold. It's cold everywhere. So see how I made this kind of more smooth. Took out all remnants. Oh, bad. I'm gonna undo that. Of the balls that we started with. Remember, we started with just using the ball brush, and moved on from there. So this is taking away all remnants of those balls. You gotta get them balls out of here. Oh, my voice is so bad. Yeah, so in Georgia, where my family lives, I think my niece had school. I don't think it was canceled today, but I think it was delayed start of school because it was so cold. But it was the same temperature here. But Georgia, they're not equipped for that kind of stuff. They're not equipped for the cold there. They're used to it being warm and nice. No, that's not true, because Georgia's weather is terrible. My family lives there, and they like, oh, we love the weather. But I'm like, no, because you don't go outside for most of the year. You can't go outside. You can't go outside like pretty much all summer. It's too hot. It's like 110 plus 100% humidity. It's too hot. It's not nice weather. You have like a week of spring where it's pretty nice, and you don't have fall really. I mean, the whole of winter, I guess, is kind of fall, but the nice thing about fall is this fall colors. But Georgia's all pine trees, so there's no fall colors really in Georgia. The weather sucks. I don't know what they're talking about. I tell them this. They don't believe me. They say they would rather be there than here in Colorado where it does get colder. And it is cold right now. Everywhere is cold right now. It's not like Chicago or anything right now, but it's chilly. And it snows. They don't miss the snow in Georgia. They hate the snow. The snow is evil. Because like the cold, they're not prepared for it at all. They have no ice truck. Like salting trucks and plows. So a little bit of ice on the road. Oh, and nobody knows how to drive in the snow at all. They have no idea. So that adds to the excitement. I remember my dad and I once, it snowed when it was snowing in Georgia. This was a couple of years ago. We had to go to the grocery store for something, and it was snowing. And he grew up in Pennsylvania, so he was a milk truck driver. So he would deliver milk every morning, rain or shine, snow, sleet, hail. So he is a good driver. Excuse me. So we're trying to drive to the grocery store, which is like 5 minutes away from the house. It takes us like 20 minutes because of people not knowing how to drive in the snow. There was like cars in the ditch just for no reason. On like just like, it's not a big road. It's not like you should be going fast anyway, and it's a pretty straight road. I know that sometimes you lose control. I have been in a ditch before on the highway. I was driving to Chicago once in the winter. I was driving from Michigan to Chicago, and I was just on the highway. It was storming out. Not good conditions, and I just hit like a patch of ice and just completely spun. So it wasn't really, there's really nothing I could do about it. It was terrifying though, because there was a semi right behind me. And so if you've ever been traveling on a highway and your car spins around, so you're facing the semi that is coming directly at you. It is not a fun experience. So I ended up in a ditch. They towed me out. It ended up being kind of a mixed blessing, though, because I was waiting for my wife and her mom to come get me because I did not want to drive anymore in the snow because I had already crashed once. So I wanted somebody else to finish driving me all the way to the airport. As we were waiting, like this 90-year-old woman just plowed right into a ditch, and we got her out of her car and stuff. So it ended up being not the worst thing, and I still made my flight. And I was going to Vegas. That was a fun trip. All right, so coldness, driving in the cold and the snow sucks. Do one thing at a time. That's the rule. For driving in the snow. That's what my wife has told me, at least. I don't like to drive. I don't drive hardly at all. I used to drive everywhere. For years and years and years, I was a driver. I loved driving. And I think I just kind of wore myself out of it. I just didn't enjoy it anymore. For instance, I would stop going to school. Don't do this, kids. I would stop going to school for like a semester in college, and I'd just be like, tell my parents, I was like, all right, guys, I'm driving to Texas today, and then I would just drive the 14 hours to Texas and live in my car. I was a weird kid, but it was fun, and I wouldn't give those experiences back for the world. But now, I didn't drive. After we got married, we moved to Argentina. And we didn't drive then, so that was about 6 months of not driving there. And then we moved to D.C., and in D.C. we took the subway everywhere. We didn't even have a car, so that was another, I don't remember how long we lived there, like 3 years or so, of not driving at all, not even owning a car. The only time I drove was when I visited my parents. So 3 years of not driving it. So we're closing in on like almost 4 years of not driving a car hardly ever. And I just don't I don't care anymore. I don't like miss it really. I miss taking the subway everywhere because now we have a car and we have to drive, but my wife drives everywhere because I don't like it. Yeah, it's just not something that I miss. It's just it's stressful. I try to stay away from things that are stressful because they mess with my head, and driving stresses me out now. So I just stay away from it. But if you are going to drive in the snow, do one thing at a time. That's the trick I've heard. I don't know. I'm not good at it because I crashed at one time. No, there was nothing I could do then. I just hit a patch of ice on the highway and slid around. It was could have been worse. Nothing bad happened to me, so that's fine. So just be careful out there, guys. And if you're in the parts where it's crazy cold, like my friend, I have a friend that I used to work with that is actually moving today, and they're driving from Vermont, a terrible cold place. They're moving from Vermont to Minnesota, an even more terrible and more cold place. So he's made some bad life decisions, probably. Everybody I know that's from Minnesota loves Minnesota like crazy. I don't know why. I don't get it. It's too cold. Anywhere that gets that cold, you should just leave. In my opinion, I would like to visit someday. Minneapolis, St. Paul is supposed to be pretty cool, and it's the up north part has some pretty cool nature, but to visit, not to live, I think, would be my motto for what I think about Minnesota. This is starting to look alright, I think. Starting to look pretty smoothed. Hey girl, you getting pretty smooth. I'm gonna put my smoothed moves on you. Oh god. Oh yeah, so he's moving to Minnesota and he's driving with his wife and his baby today, and he put a video on Facebook. His wife was driving and he took a video, and they're just like in a whiteout blizzard right now on the highway. So they just stopped and got a motel, and that's what you should do. If you can't see, you should not try to be a hero and go all the way through. You should just stop for the night, or just until it clears up, and be safe. Be safe out there. That's the main thing. Just be careful. Don't be dumb. Don't be a big dummy. Because that's how people get in trouble. They get hurt and they get caught out in the cold and they die. So don't die. That's my advice for you today. Don't die by being dumb in the cold. I know what I'm going to do with the cold. I am going to stay inside forever. I will not leave the house. I took out the trash yesterday and it was terrible, and I will not be doing it again. I will be staying inside and playing Minecraft until winter is over. I'm just done. I'm done going outside. I am done. So I said I had some big news, and I do. Very, very exciting for the Fart family, the extended Fart family. Not us. We are not kid people, but my sisters are, and I have a niece. My oldest sister adopted a niece from China, and so she's about, I don't know how old she is. They're not watching. It's fine. I think she's 7. I'm pretty sure she's 7. But my other sister, my middle sister, I'm the youngest. She has been doing the adoption process for a very long time, and she just got her they call it a gotcha day, where they tell you when you're going to be able to get your baby, and so she finally knows that she's finally going to China, and and it's later this month. It's kind of crazy how fast, it's such a long process. It's like years basically, and waiting for this travel approval stuff is just terrible. And they think, you think, oh, they're finally going to give me travel approval. I'll go in a couple months. But no, they gave her date today. Her date for travel. They gave it to her today, and it's in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So it's kind of like, oh, you're gonna be going now. Once the process gets going, it goes quickly, and then you have a baby, and he's gonna be a toddler. It's just kind of crazy how they do things. So it's a boy from China, which is not the usual. You usually get girls, but he's quote unquote special needs, and but there is pretty much nothing wrong with him. He had I don't remember what it is called. It wasn't spina bifida. It was like a tethered spine, something like that. I don't remember the exact thing. My best friend is a doctor, and he told me about it, and he said it was fine, not a big deal. And basically, he's just a fine, healthy little 2-year-old that had a problem when he was first born with his spine, but he doesn't really have that anymore. I think he's got a big scar on his back, probably, but he's basically a healthy, perfect little 2-year-old that, because he had a weird little spine birth defect, that wasn't that big of a deal. He's special needs. It's weird, but it's good for us because that means that he's going to come home to us, to his new permanent home where he will be loved forever. And it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting, and I get a little choked up thinking about it. I remember when my sister got my niece, I was actually in Italy while she was in China getting her, and I just remember I was with school. It was a school trip. I was in college, so it was like a college study abroad thing, and I went like every day. I'd go and find an internet cafe in Italy and check the status, and then when she finally posted pictures, I was just sitting in this internet cafe in Italy just bawling my eyes out. I was so happy. It was just such a wonderful thing, and so yeah, it's very exciting for us. We're looking forward to it. I'm not gonna I don't know, what do you guys think about this? So I told you guys the story last time of the travel vouchers. And I had my friend Andy gave me some really good ideas that we're keeping in mind, but I could also use them to go back to Georgia and see them when they get off the plane, which is very exciting. I was there. Our travel schedules just happened to line up when my niece came home. Then I came home. I don't remember if it was that morning. I think I came home, and then they came home that afternoon. So it worked out really well. And then, so I could fly home and go and see them off the plane. I am gonna see them in February. We're going to Disney in February, where I'm gonna see him. But I don't know. Maybe I kind of feel like I want to fly out go see him off the plane. We're going to Disney, by the way. My sister's running a 5K there, and it's a charity thing. And we're going to go and cheer him on and go have fun at Disney. I haven't been to Disney in a long time. My wife and I went to Animal Kingdom on our honeymoon. That was our last time we went. I think we're just going to what's it called? Magic Kingdom. I haven't been there since I was a teenager, probably. Pretty young teenager, I think. I don't really I do remember it. I remember not liking Space Mountain. I love roller coasters, but man, I do not like Space Mountain. It's more, Space Mountain seemed more like a spinny ride, and I do not like spinny rides that make me feel sick. Because I get vertigo really bad when I get spinny and I get sick and puke everywhere. I don't actually puke, but I just feel bad. And when I'm at like a amusement park, you don't want to feel bad. You just want to feel good and be happy. So I like roller coasters. Roller coasters are my jam. I love them more than anything. When we were at Busch Gardens, we went to Busch Gardens also on our honeymoon because the wife loves roller coasters also. I remember I got pretty drunk. No, I didn't get pretty drunk. I just had like one really big beer with lunch, and it was super hot out, so I got pretty tipsy, and then I went on a roller coaster, which sounds like a bad idea, but it was awesome. I highly recommend it. If you are of age, of course, and you go to an amusement park that sells alcohol, which I guess not all of them do, not a ton of them. That was a weird diversion. All right, let's get back. So yeah, we got a new nephew coming, so I might go visit. I might go see him off the plane. I don't know. We have the free plane tickets. I'm not sure. I have to think about it some more. But yeah, so great things happening here with our family that we're very excited about. This is looking good. This is very much more smooth. Very smooth. I think what we'll do, let's go far away from here. I'm in 1.6.4, so I don't have, I can't, that ruined everything. I can't bump it up to, 16 chunks or whatever. I think far on here is 12. I could be wrong about that, though. But this is looking good. I think what we're going to do with the dragon, so I think we're going to leave this part all crumbly, creaky. I don't know. The dragon, this thing is supposed to be a dragon. Or there's supposed to be at least a dragon on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm a little nervous of it. And I'm unsure on how it's going to work. And how it's going to look. That's my trepidation. So probably next time we might start working on the inside. While I kind of decide how I want this to work and how I want it to flow around. I think we're going to do it flowing around. I think the door is going to be like in one of its feet. That's how it was in the books, at least. And I think that's a pretty good thing to stick with. But it's supposed to be very, very, very old, like hundreds of thousands of years old. So it could be a big dragon, but it eroded away. So I think we just kind of need to give the idea, if you know what I mean, that there could be the shape of a dragon in here, which is part of what I think it would be easier if we just kind of made a dragon, right? That would be the easiest thing. Just be kind of lame and just plopped a dragon on top. But that's not what we want. We want it to be part of the building, and we want it to be flowing, and we want it to be kind of eroded looking. And that's where the trick comes, and the hard part of it comes. So I'm gonna keep thinking about that, working on it. This looks a lot better, I think. If you guys disagree, tell me. Let's do time set day and finish up the episode with a beautiful. Oh, it's a little higher than I thought. That's all right. There we go. That's pretty much done, I think, for that part of the outside. I think the shape of it is good. I don't think we want to smooth it out. I don't think we do. And if we overlay some sand on top, I think that would look very cool. There's an overlay brush in Voxel Sniper that we can use. All right, so that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know we didn't get a ton done today, but this we got the outside done, which is something, which is pretty cool. And that's gonna be it. So if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas, comments, whatever, leave me a comment. And you can also throw me out something on Twitter. I'm also on Twitter. So that's gonna be it. I've said that like 10 times. I know. I'm still sick. Alright, guys. Bye.